her getting no funny ideas.
Y'all see this?
Come on.
Girl got me on a leash.
Don't make no eye contact with nobody either.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode on the Kissing Rebels YouTube channel. First, before we go any further, for those of you who saw our first video and saw our second video and saw the difference in energy that we kind of delivered between 1 and 2, we want to apologize. 1, for how long the second video was, and 2, for how it was kind of forced. Part 2, or the second episode, it wasn't forced,
but it was about us before us.
Right. So yeah, that's not the direction that we're trying to take with the content of this channel. So we apologize. I mean, hey, at least we were displayed enough humility and vulnerability to actually keep it up and show it. You know, it's part of our growth. So we apologize for all that. However, let's get to the real shit today.
Wait, I want to thank them for supporting us so far. Because some people actually liked the second video, and I thank you guys for that. Thank you.
Like it, but you made me feel bad for like 3 days. I thought we was gonna break up after that video. But anyway, you want to introduce today's topic?
Yes, I do. So
you got your notes again this time?
I do, because see, maybe this is going to keep it lower, trying to make it 15 minutes or less. So I do have my notes. So today we are going to be discussing, can you lead the way? And
yes, I can.
I'm glad you can. So this topic came about because of the first video. In the first video, I think I mentioned something about I feel okay with you leading me, and a lot of people actually mentioned that to me. Like, I like that you mentioned about the leading. It took me a while to let my boyfriend lead me or let my husband lead me, and then there were some people who said, I'm in a relationship, but he can't lead me because he doesn't have it all together yet. And I was like, wow, this is something that women actually do think about internally. You don't see it all over Facebook or Instagram. He can't lead me, she can't submit, but it's based on the feedback, I'm realizing that this is something that people do think about internally.
Absolutely. And I have to come forth in saying that I believe that it's just as important for the guy to be okay to submit to his woman sometimes, just as it is for the woman to feel okay with submitting to the guy sometimes. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. it should be give and take. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I was born with this level of security and this level of confidence to be it, or this. I'm still working on my ego. However, it's under control a lot more than it was when I was a younger man and in my adolescence and, you know, as a young boy. And back then, if you would have asked me if I thought it was okay for the guy to submit to the woman as well, I would given an absolute hell no. Because a lot of that has to do with, I think, the way that us as men are conditioned in society to believe that we have to be the leaders in the relationship. And then along with that comes some insecurity when you don't even feel like yourself that you're even in a position to be able to lead. So it becomes more of a projection of false security, a more projection of false confidence in the ability to lead a woman. And then, I mean, I know women are stupid, so you're able to sense that really quick. And then that just creates a whole nother issue, because not only as a guy are you already suffering from some insecurities within yourself because you feel like you haven't reached the point yet of being able to lead. You feel like you've been kind of sniffed out, like it's been you've blown your cover, and then, you know, that adds another layer of insecurity on top of the ones that you already had, because now you feel like, oh my God, I've been exposed to my woman. I wonder what she thinks about me now.
Yeah. Yeah. And submitting is like very hard. I know that in my past relationship, in my marriage, I was young when I got in that marriage, and there were two things that were going through my mind why I couldn't submit. One, I was naive, so I thought submitting automatically meant giving him complete control over what I did, what I wore, who I went out with. In my mind, that's what submitting was, and I wasn't ready to let anybody be the boss of me. And then the other thing about it was, no offense to him, but he was okay with letting me handle things. He was okay with letting me be the fixer and making sure everything was okay. And the older I got in that relationship, the more I craved for him to take control. Like, dude, I'm getting out of this submissive means you're my boss. And I'm starting to realize that being submissive is actually us working together as a team and you being the leader. You taking control, you making sure everything is good. And he just wasn't stepping up the way that I wanted him to when I started to realize what the term submission actually meant.
And I think a lot of like societal norms that have been created especially in our generation as millennials. Oh, you getting your notes?
You getting my notes?
That's rude. You gonna text and talk? I'm sorry. Submit to me, woman. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But what was I saying? Yeah, there's been a lot of societal norms, especially in the millennial generation, that would lead one to believe that being submissive is you sacrificing your independence, and I couldn't disagree with that anymore. Like I believe that you're fully capable of maintaining your independence as a man or a woman and still being able to submit to your relationship. You're not necessarily submitting to the control of that individual as a person. You're submitting to their role as a leader in the relationship. And I mean, just face it, as with anything else in life, whether it's a job, whether it's on a sports team, whatever, like somebody has to take the lead at some point.
Yeah.
So there's going to be times where you might have to take the lead on something, and I have to submit to you as my woman to trust that, okay, she's gonna handle this, and then and vice versa. And what it does is, like I said, it just creates that balance in the relationship. And I trust that when the moment or when the time comes that you have to take the lead on something, that you're not going to take it and throw it in my face and
like I had to do this and I had to do that. It's a team. We're a team.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And just going back to what you were saying about guys who felt having that craving, that desire to want a guy to take control or take the lead. I have to admit that when I was younger, and even like in my marriage, I probably wasn't as strong of a leader as I should have been or as I could have been. I'm pretty sure, that led to a lot of the disconnect and, the probably highly likely a portion of contributing to the failing of my marriage. That's no regrets about it now. It was a learning experience because everything that I've taken from that experience, I've been able to add that to my arsenal of developmental whatever now to make sure that in my current relationship, that one that I plan on not going anywhere from, that I can use what I learned to be a better and even better reflection of who I used to be, or a more improved reflection of who I used to be, and taking the bad thing or the flaws of my role in my relationship and figuring out how to get rid of those, improving on the areas of weakness, and then taking my strengths and making them even stronger so that I could be the best dude for you ever. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you.
So you can trust that I can lead.
I trust you.
Alright.
But I do have a question for you. When we first got in our relationship, were you prepared with what if I wanted to be the leader? Or like, I know you now realize like we're the 50-50 type, like you like to let me have my time and I like to let you have your time. But what if I was the one who was like, no, it's gonna go like this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this? Like, how would you have handled that?
I would have had to be honest and say that, right, that's in my eyes, that's not the characteristics of a healthy relationship. And
agree.
I promised myself that I would never get in a toxic or an unhealthy relationship again, whether I was the toxic person or the other person was the toxic person. Because I'm not saying that to say that, you know, everyone from my past was automatically the toxic person, because there were times where I was the toxic person as well.
That's true.
But I also said that whatever my next endeavor is in regards to my relationship or my love life, I'm not gonna allow myself to get into any type of toxic relationship. And if I had sensed that earlier on, I would have known that could have potentially led to toxicity between you and I. So there go your answer. I got a question for you.
What?
I don't have a question. No questions.
Well, I know one major thing, like somebody has said to me that made me come up with this topic was, you know, I don't think the guy I'm with is like ready to leave me yet. And that's a valid claim, and I don't feel like she should leave him by any means. I just feel like sometimes stuff takes time to grow. One thing I do believe, I believe the power of submission. I believe that it has, like, most, like me back in the day, I used to think like, I'm not submitting, I'm not giving nobody control over me, but I think that submission gives men the power to have the confidence to be like, dude, I can do this. She believes, she's submitting to me, she's making me feel like I have the power to have control over both of our lives and the direction in the future we both have together, so I can do this for her. And I don't think a lot of women realize that, like, submitting is actually a power. Submitting is something that is powerful for the both of you. You giving him that confidence. You might think it's weak that I gotta let me like make him think that he's the leader, but in actuality, you're giving him the confidence. You're giving him the power to go out and get it for you. You're giving him the power to be like, dude, she has this. She thinks that
Number one fan.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're his number one fan. There is nothing, if he has that support and love for you, there is nothing that he's not going to try to get for you guys.
And well, not even just for the relationship, but that level of confidence that, and I can speak, you know, for myself firsthand from what I'm feeling right now, that level of confidence that you give me from allowing me to lead transcends into other areas of life, and it adds to the confidence in being able to do other stuff too, because I know that, you know, by you being my number one fan and other things, if I'm constantly, and I also trust your judgment. I trust that you're not just gonna be a yes woman, you know, you'll keep it real with me if I need to improve on something, if something that I'm doing could potentially take a different direction. I know that you'll be honest with me in that criticism. So, you know, with that trust, I'm confident in knowing that you'll lead me in the right direction, and then that leads me to be able to go out into the world and let that confidence that I gained from you transcend into anything else that I'm doing, whether it's work related, whether it's related to my passion, related to raising my son. You know, that's job number one in my life right now, and I have to admit, like, you've given me a lot of confidence when it comes to how I'm navigating the circumstances that I've been handed around my role as a father in my son's life. And, you know, you help me, whatever, don't get all emo on me. But no, you really helped me build a level of confidence that I know is eventually gonna transfer into me being the best dad that I could have ever been, you know, years down the line when he's becoming a man. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Fax.
I do got a question for you, actually.
What?
What is it
About you?
It was not. I mean, I don't want to say about me. Like, I don't want to come off like I'm trying to like fish for compliments or nothing like that. But like, what is it that makes you feel comfortable in submitting to me? Like, I don't even like saying it. I feel like.
Well, the first thing is early on, like, we developed this trust for each other. Like, I developed this, like, this dude's not just saying BS to see what can transpire, what he can get from me. It was like, it was authentic, and I trust that. And because I trust that, I went with my gut feeling. And my gut feeling, I always go with my gut. Like, I've learned to just go with the gut, because the gut is never going to lead me wrong. And it hasn't so far. I feel safe with you, like physically and emotionally. Like, I know. You done? You done?
I'm done.
Like, I know I would never be out with you somewhere and somebody like could do something to me
Now
without
somebody
you.
about to come test us just to see.
They don't want this problem. No, I'm just playing. But I know I could be out with you and like, there goes my likes again. I need to stop that. Sorry guys. I know I can never be out with you and somebody try and do something to me without you not intervening. And then as far as emotionally, there's been times where I've been super low and been like cranky, whining, and you could have been.
It's cute though.
You could have easily been like, you know what? Nah, bruh, I gotta pass. But in those times, you went completely opposite and was like, you're gonna get your ass up. You're gonna do A, B, and C. You're gonna make this work. So you there put me on this like pedestal, like you gave me that confidence. It wasn't submitting to me, but you gave me this emotional boost that I needed in my time of need. So,
okay.
And then the last thing is I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
And I feel like it's reciprocated, and I have this, like, I know you're not ever gonna do anything to make me regret giving you this love, giving you this power. So I'm cool with it.
All right, there you have it. I feel like we covered some good angles
I think
tonight.
we did too.
I'm pretty sure. I'm strongly suspecting that we'll be able to do a part 2 to this video.
You think a lot of people
somewhere down the line? I mean, even like as we grow in our relationship, we can talk about, because we're gonna hit some obstacles. Like there's gonna come a time where I'm gonna feel like you should submit to something that I'm doing, and you're gonna push back, or vice versa.
That's
like
true.
you're gonna feel like I should be submitted to something that you want to do, and I'm gonna push back. So I mean, we haven't encountered that to an extreme yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
there have been like small, qualms.
For example, can I give an example?
I guess.
So you remember how I told you guys that in my previous relationship, like I always wanted that person to rise to the occasion, even as far as making dates and stuff like that. That was a big one for me. So now in this relationship, I'm just be sitting back like, so what we gonna do? And he hates it. He hates it that I never am the one to like.
Never, yeah. Keyword, never. Because I mostly do, but you never be proactive. You're never proactive.
Don't try to front me in front
I'm
of
not
company,
even front. You're not gonna admit to our company that you never
I never
plan
was
anything?
wrong where I typically don't. It's very rare that I will proactively plan something, and that's the reason why, is because I'm like so into giving him the leadership role. But in that instance, I know he doesn't like it, so I have been trying to be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna ask him what we're doing Friday night or date nights. I'm just gonna be like, babe, let's go here, let's do this for date night.
I can't wait to see that take place.
So you just gonna front me again in front of the company?
Hey, company. Alright, we can wrap this up.
Okay. Yep, we sure are.
Alright.
But,
I'm gonna kiss you. No, I don't wanna kiss you on camera. That's weak. Weak sauce. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
Thanks guys for tuning in again, and please leave us all the feedback, all the positive and negative critiques that you have. So like Josh said in the beginning, this is new and we're growing here and we're trying to figure out what sticks and what doesn't. So whatever it is that you would love to leave it in the comments. Leave it in our comments on our Instagram and Facebook posts, because we do love hearing from you. And I'm like the gushy one. I'll be like, oh, look at such and such said about us. That's so sweet.
And I'll be like, dude, just reply. Like, reply to all that. You can do that. But yeah, so we'll check the credits at the end of the video, so you can find her Instagram. You can find my Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Make sure you check out thebloodofkarma.com. That's my blog. Also, make sure you visit the Futuristic YouTube page. That's where all this started at. Yeah, till next time, we'll see y'all later. Keep it cool.
See you later, guys.
Peace.